Welcome to FBB Forum. I'm really pleased to welcome back my friend and IFBB pro bodybuilder Donna Salib to the podcast. We actually kind of ran out of time a little bit a couple weeks ago, and so she agreed to come back on and answer a few more questions that we missed. So I really appreciate you coming back on, Donna. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you. Now, I was just curious, when you were at the Masters Olympia, did the judges give you any feedback on where do you need to improve your physique?
Um, I wasn't able to get feedback from all of them. I submitted a request to all of the judges, and I've yet to hear from all of them. I don't think I will hear from them. But yeah, I've got a little bit of feedback to go on. I was told that I needed a wider back.
Okay, sure.
I was told that I needed more work on my legs.
Uh-huh.
And I was also told that I looked a little watery, which I agree. The arena had no AC whatsoever. So if anybody's been to Europe and it's summertime over there, usually it's not as warm as it was the week that we were there.
Yeah.
And not making excuses or anything, but I know that this is where my conditioning kind of got affected. Was our makeup and our hair were in a room that was no bigger than like a probably a 20 by 20, and
Oh,
there was
really?
probably 10 to 15 competitors in the room and 10
Wow.
to 15 people that were working under these lights to do our makeup. No AC or anything.
Wow.
Like my makeup kept running off because it was so hot in the room and I
Oh,
was
wow.
sweating real bad. So I know that had some effect on it. So, my abs looked a little washed out and stuff. So, I agree there.
Yeah.
But other than that, that was pretty much the feedback that I got. And I take their feedback very seriously. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody's full of bull or anything like that. It's just I take their feedback and then I go back and I do adjustments that I need to do to present the physique that I think that I need to present. You know,
Yeah.
I don't take any one person's feedback as like um, bad criticism or anything. I consider it constructive criticism, but at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I'm the one who has to live with this body, and I'm the one who's going to do what I think is going to be best for my physique and present what I want to present on stage.
Okay, sure. I
So,
understand. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm so sorry about the lack of AC. That must
yeah,
not
it
be
was,
that
it
much
was,
fun.
it was, and I know that there was supposed to be AC. I know Jake Woods had paid for the AC for the building,
Really?
but it was not where we were at. Let me tell you.
Oh no. Wow. Was that
Nope.
true for the audience too? That no AC in the audience?
You know what? I don't even know because usually we freeze to death backstage.
Yeah.
Your body fat's low and everything, and your energy's
Uh-huh.
low and stuff. And usually we freeze to death backstage, but none of us were complaining about it being cold back there. And then
Yeah.
the rooms that we were in were corridors around the arena, so there's no airflow.
Yeah, sure.
So that was probably my only complaint for the whole entire thing was that it was
Yeah,
just too hot in the building.
I understand. That's tough when you're trying to keep your makeup
Yeah.
on too. Yeah, it's like,
Well, I
oh,
wasn't worried about my makeup. I don't really care about my makeup. It's just what the effects of what it does to my conditioning,
yeah.
so.
I totally
But it is
understand.
what it is. We know next time.
Yeah, that's true. Bring it like old
Hopefully, it
Italy.
won't be in Romania next time. I know it's 2025 is the next one.
Okay.
So I know I'm qualified for that. So the top five of each division are already
Yeah.
qualified for that Masters Olympia. And for now, they're doing biannually until they
Okay.
build up more of the Masters shows.
Uh-huh.
And then the ones who win the qualifying Masters show are qualified for the Masters Olympia. So that's
Perfect.
pretty cool. It's something to look forward to.
I didn't realize it was going to be every other year. That's good to know
Well,
too.
it'll probably be an annual thing. It's just they're still trying to build it up since they just brought it back this year. So
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, that's
yeah,
terrific though. It
yeah.
that
So we got that to look forward to. I know I'm going back to the Masters Olympia, so
that's
just
great.
praying that it's in the U.S.
I know that would be great. I hope it is in the US, maybe
Yeah, me too.
in
I
Orlando or
think I think it would be better for like the fans. I think it would be better for the athletes that are from here, competing and stuff. The travel was super expensive. The
yeah.
sport isn't cheap to begin with.
hmm
So, hopefully to be here.
I know. I hope so too. I think that would be great.
It'd be nice to have friends and fans in the stands.
Yeah, I know. Have a cheering section that's
Yeah.
important, I think. It is.
Family too. It'd be nice to have my family there.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. I hope, yeah. Orlando would be nice if
Yeah.
anybody's listening out there.
It'd be maybe they'll make them coincide on the same. same weekend.
That
Who
would be
knows?
great. Oh
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know because I win a show and qualify for the regular Olympia.
Yeah.
I can't, so they would probably have to make it, a
Oh, back to
couple of
back.
weeks difference or something.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But
That'd be
I think they want to. I think they would probably like to keep it its own entity.
yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I make it
That way
kind
it
of
doesn't get confused with the Olympia and coincide with ticket sales and all of that stuff because even though we're old, it's still a pretty exciting experience for us. So
oh, I know. Yeah, no, it was a great show. I was really impressed with all the ladies there, and y'all looked really, really good.
yeah.
So yeah. Um, Now I was curious with prep and coaching, what would you say is the toughest aspect of competition prep for you?
Working.
Working? Yeah,
Yeah, fixing everything around fixing my work schedule around everything.
sure.
I train in a gym that doesn't have any AC.
Mm,
So during the summer, it's very difficult. So I had
yeah.
to finagle my clients into like earlier mornings or super late evenings, things like that,
Mm,
and it affects my training too. So I'm not afraid to sweat or anything, but there is a difference between sweating and heat stroke, and I'm not going to
yeah.
do it. I'm not going to be in a hot gym all day long and then after all my clients and then try to train because to me that's just not it's not safe,
Yeah.
for what I'm trying to accomplish, and it's not worth it. So I'm not gonna put myself in that position. So I just had to work around it with my clients, and thankfully they were pretty flexible, and I was able to do a lot of that. So,
Oh, wow. What is the
but yeah,
gym?
mainly the work. The work. It's just you're on your feet. And I mean, I'm a trainer and I'm a
Yeah.
strength and conditioning coach. So I'm spotting people. I'm loading and unloading their weights and stuff like that. So it's very
Mm,
physical. So that to me is the hardest part. The diet's easy. I can do the diet. I can do the training stuff like that. That's nothing. I can do it with my eyes closed. But
mm,
working and just being at the physical job all day, and then I mean, my mornings would start at 4:30, just so I
mhm.
could get my cardio in that I needed to, get my clients in, get my training in and stuff, and then I would go to bed around 11:30, 12 o'clock at night
Okay.
because there's still
Wow.
meal prep to do and things like that. So you know,
Yeah.
catch a cat nap every now and then if you're lucky. But when you work a full-time job and stuff, this is a second full-time job.
Yeah.
So,
I understand. Yeah, that's true. What's
yep.
the deal with the AC there? You need AC at that gym too.
No kidding. Yeah. So, but we just finished our business our basement. We were remodeling, so hopefully I can get my home gym put back together and I won't have to deal with a whole lot of heat. And I just like to be in a different atmosphere. I train differently when I'm in the gym versus home. So
Sure. Oh, yeah, that would be nice to have that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's nice to have when the weather's bad. If I can't get out because of snow or whatever, I've got the option and stuff. Or if
Mhm.
there's days just that I'm exhausted or I'm not working that day and I don't want to go into the gym. I don't want to
Yeah.
be where I work.
Uh-huh. That's true. Yeah, that is kind
So
of nice to have it right there at home. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I've got a
Um,
stair mill and all of that, so it makes it better when I'm doing cardio at 4:30 in the morning. I don't
uh-huh.
have to drive somewhere to do cardio. I just go downstairs and have at it, and then come back upstairs and eat.
Oh,
So
that's very nice. That's great to
yeah,
have.
yeah.
Yeah. That's not something I'm not used to in Florida is a basement too. So it's kind of nice to have a
Oh
basement.
yeah, yeah. You all don't have basements.
Yeah, we don't even have that. So I wish we did. That would be nice to have that.
Yeah,
Now I was curious, do you have a prep coach? I don't think we talked
my
about
husband.
prep
My
coach.
husband is my prep coach. He's
Oh,
he's
that's
been
right.
my
Oh,
Yeah, he's been my prep coach even before we got together and were married and all of this stuff. He was doing my
mm,
prep. I think my first prep with him started in 2012.
cool.
Best I ever looked. So
Yeah,
yeah, and it's a blessing because I have him every day to be able to look at me and everything. And I've got
yeah,
that one-on-one attention, you know, every single day,
that's
whether
great.
it be posing or whatever. And when it comes down to those last couple of weeks of being in a prep, it's an hourly thing for us. So, I don't live too far from work. So he can either pop in and look at me while I'm at the gym, or I can come home and he can look at me, things like that. So it makes it really nice. Especially a lot of coaches don't do this, but they don't stay in the same room as their clients or in the same hotel as their clients. They just do this FaceTime stuff or whatever. I
Yeah,
have him with me everywhere I go to compete, and it's
hmm,
minute by minute. He's dialing me in. So
that's
it,
good.
it, it's a blessing.
Yeah,
He's a cool guy too.
that's terrific. Is he also a bodybuilder?
He quit in I think 2012.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
Yeah, so now he he watches from afar.
Oh, that's terrific though. Yeah, it is kind of nice to
I
have,
keep him pretty busy, so
I bet. Yeah.
but yeah, he does competition prep for people and stuff. We're kind of like the yin and the yang. I don't like doing meal planning and contest prep for people. He likes to do that type of stuff because
Yeah.
it's like behind the scenes. I like to be
Okay.
in the gym and actually working with people and writing programs and stuff for their workouts and stuff.
Sure, I understand.
So it works out really well. I don't like to do people's meal prep and all that because it takes away from my experience. You know,
Okay.
getting somebody
Yeah.
ready for a show is going to take away from my experience and my enjoyment of my process, I think. And I don't think I would be 100% attentive to somebody else's needs because I'm in prep too, you know. So
Yeah, sure.
so for all fairness for everybody around, you know, it just works better that way.
Now, do you train anybody through Zoom or FaceTime, or is it all in person?
I've got a couple of posing clients that I do online and things like that. Most of my
Okay.
stuff is in-house. I call
Yeah.
it in-house, like in the gym or they're local. But
Hmm.
we've got people in Texas, we've got people in Indiana, we've got people you know, scattered everywhere. So
Hmm.
it's just, you know, just whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of the reality of coaching these days. I think, yeah, there's some of that going on. I think, that, and some it seems like their entire clientele is online. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
but
and we're pretty, I mean, our check-ins are a lot different. We don't do like a weekly or a bi-weekly check-in. Like people check in with us every couple of days, you
mm,
know, because things can change that quickly with people. So
yeah,
very attentive, you
mm,
know, and you know, and we can tell if a picture's been, you know, filtered or miscued or whatever,
mm-hmm,
you know, so on top of that, and then, you know, and we ask questions, you know,
mm,
we won't chase you. You're expected to check in with us, but you know, we know what your body should be doing and stuff. And if it doesn't look right, you know, we usually know that you've done something you're not supposed to, or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
oh, I see. Okay, that's great. Yeah, no, that's good that y'all have get to see your clients in person like that for the
Yeah,
most part. Yeah,
yeah. It just makes it the relationship all better. Plus, it makes the competitor better too, because you know
yeah,
we want to be that involved. You
hmm,
know,
yeah, I understand.
'cause
No.
there's a lot of coaches that aren't that hands on.
Yeah, no, I know you're
They
right.
cookie cutter their diets and send them to everybody. I see it all the time because clients will come to me, or not clients, but people will come to me and say, "This is what my coach has got me doing." But also, so does this person. They've both
Mm,
shown me the same diet, but they're different divisions,
mm.
you know? And I'm like, you can't do that. Each person is different.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah, you really need it to be tailored to you.
so I just tell them you got to talk to your coach. Once you get rid of your coach, then I'll be glad to talk to you. I'm not going to step on any toes and I don't poach clients.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, if you see someone else in a different division of yours is doing the same exact diet and the same exact workout, use your common sense,
Yeah, yeah, that makes
you know?
sense. Yeah,
So,
definitely. That's good advice too.
yeah, well, I just don't want people having a bad experience, you know? I want
Yeah.
them to have a good experience if they're going to go, if they're going to spend the time and the energy and everything to do all of this. The last thing I want them to do is step on stage and you know, feel bad about themselves or how they looked or whatever because their coach didn't care about anything but lining their pockets,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah, I understand that.
So I
Yeah.
want people to have a good experience. I don't want people to have a bad taste in their mouth for the sport because a
Hmm.
coach was greedy, you know?
Yeah,
So
no, I totally understand that. And that's good. That's a good message too, I think.
yeah, well, you
Yeah.
love the sport or you don't, you know, you have passion for the sport, you have passion for helping people get better and doing good and stuff. If you want to see people succeed, you know, don't sugarcoat stuff. Tell them exactly, you know, you're not ready to go on stage. But
Hmm.
I see it all too often, coaches putting people on stage, they're nowhere near ready.
Hmm.
You know, and they may look the best that they've ever looked, but they're not ready for whatever show they're doing. And it does. It makes some people sour towards this or they don't trust coaches anymore,
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
know?
I have heard about some bad coaches on this podcast too. So, yeah, I think you have to do your due diligence and
Yeah, yeah, do your
find,
research and stuff, you know, do your
yeah,
research. And if two and two isn't adding up to four like it's supposed to, then start asking questions.
yeah.
If you've hired a coach, they work for you.
Hmm.
Ask questions. There's no problem with asking questions. And if they get upset because you're asking questions, that's a red flag.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I understand that. Now, I was curious, do you have a posing coach too, or does your husband help you with posing?
So we do all my posing. I'm not gonna say I don't have a posing coach. My good friend Sheila Black,
Oh, wow.
she's infamous in this industry.
Yeah.
I get her to help me sometimes with my posing routines and stuff like that. And as my body changes and stuff, it's helpful to have somebody that's non-biased
Hmm.
to run me through my poses and see if there's any little changes I need to make. As my
Yeah.
body changes, we see each other every day, my husband and I, so it's not as new to us. If I talk to Sheila once a month or whatever,
Hmm.
or every couple of weeks or whatever, she can say, hey, I think you would look good doing this, or maybe we need to change this, so yeah, I mean, I can fight in her, and I trust her wholeheartedly. And she's been amazing in helping me put together some routines and stuff. And
Yeah.
so
She's an amazing woman. I just love her posing is just
Oh
so
yeah,
phenomenal.
she's absolutely wonderful. She's a
Yeah.
sweetheart, and I think she was overlooked a lot during her time.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm. I
but
agree.
I love to get pointers from her, and and listen. If people would listen, she's full of energy, and she's full of knowledge with the craft of this art.
Yeah.
So
I always thought it was interesting.
she's been influential in helping me with mine. So
Terrific. Yeah. I always thought she was interesting because she has her identical twin sister, and if she's tired one day, she could just like switch with her sister and coach you.
No, I definitely can tell them apart. Like I'm not saying that one's prettier than the other or anything like that, but I definitely can tell them apart and stuff. And I don't think they could pull that off.
Oh, no, I'm just teasing. Oh man, no, that's pretty cool though. Yeah, she's awesome. And
Yeah.
um now I was curious, when you're out in public, do you like show your muscles off in public, or do you kind of prefer to stay covered up?
I prefer to like right now it's starting to turn cooler, and I'm
Yeah.
loving it because I'm like, bring on the long sleeves and the long pants.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
I don't want to draw. I already draw enough attention to myself, just my stature, but
Yeah,
I don't like bringing any attention to myself. So,
sure.
um, I used to really have a hard time when he and I were dating, and we would go out and people would stare. I would get so upset,
Hmm.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
why are these people staring? He was like, you got to realize they don't see two big people like this, all the time. So
Yeah.
once I wrap my head around, like, I'm an anomaly, you know, then
Yeah.
it's not so bad. But yeah, I look for the cover ups. I'm ready.
Do you think it's because Louisville's kind of in the South too? Do you think there's some, I don't know, maybe more old-fashioned perceptions about,
No, I think honestly, it is people fear what they don't understand.
yeah,
And if there's not a large population here, which we have a pretty decent size fitness, group here,
yeah,
we've got several pros. The thing is like there's so many of us in different divisions that there's not all bodybuilders, they're not all figure, they're not all physique. There's a sprinkle of men's bodybuilding. We've got, a couple of classic and men's physique, and then we've got a couple of figure pros here. I'm the only female bodybuilder here,
hmm, okay,
so we're all an anomaly.
yeah,
If we go out in public, unless we go in a group,
hmm,
which is usually at shows or, very seldom, uh, you know, people aren't used to seeing it, you
yeah,
know.
I understand. Yeah,
So I'm all about covering up. I've always been that way. It's just like right now, my improvement season, I'm not competing anymore this year. So I
hmm,
am ready to put my nose to the grindstone and cover up, and then I won't unveil it until it's showtime.
yeah, sure.
I'm gonna keep quiet this year. I'm not gonna let people know a whole lot of what I'm doing. Just let you all know that I'm getting ready for a show. It
Okay,
will be next year. I will be getting ready for a show, and it will be savage.
all right. Yeah, that's
So,
awesome. Yeah, I liked when you did the guest posing and you did like the Ultimate Warrior get up. That was
yeah,
so
yeah,
awesome. I
yeah.
love that. That
So
was great.
2018, I did Hulk Hogan at
Yeah.
that same show. And then several weeks ago, well, a week before Romania, I did the Ultimate Warrior. And then October 7th is, I think it's called the Bluegrass Classic. It's October 7th. It's here in Louisville. I'll be guest posing there also, but I'm not going to tell you who I'm going to be.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very
So,
cool.
so yeah,
Uh-huh.
I love to entertain the crowd.
Yeah, you do a great job. I love that. That was awesome. And oh, so now I have to think about who you might do. Uh-huh. Um, Now, I was curious if you were in a leadership position with IFBB or NPC, what would you try to do to make the sport better and improve the whole sport of bodybuilding?
Honestly, I think that it's a combination of the competitors needing to be on board with IFBB, and the same with IFBB and the competitors. We need to work together,
Hmm.
as far as, taking care of each other, number one, you know, um, and actually looking out for the athlete's best interest. I wish that there was some way that we could, come together and make it to where it's more, I'm not going to say affordable because it's a very expensive sport, but we're the only pro athletes that pay to play.
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
I wish that there was something that we could do to change that. And I know everybody's like, well, if people would compete, well, it's very expensive and the prize money isn't, the best for
Hmm.
most women's divisions, you
Yeah.
know.
Hmm.
So, and in order for us to compete, we've got to be able to afford to do this.
Hmm.
Um, so it would be nice if we had some incentives and stuff like that, like, say I was on Isabel's podcast with a couple of girls, and we were talking about incentives.
Hmm.
Top five at a show or top three, whatever. If the top three get reimbursed for their tan,
Hmm.
that's a little help.
Yeah.
Or or whatever. And it's not just the IFBB. I think it would be nice if we saw several people be involved, whether it be I know the sponsors do a lot for these shows and stuff.
Hmm.
The girls and guys need to really promote these shows,
Hmm.
so the people fill the seats and stuff, sell the tickets so the promoters can give more prize money. So
Yeah.
like I said, it's a dual thing here. It needs to be across the board, everybody help. um, it can't be up to the competitors you know, to do all of it, and it can't be up to the promoters to do all of it. They rely on sponsors and stuff like that, just like we do. And
Hmm.
unfortunately, that's not around a whole lot anymore. Now that we've got social media and stuff,
Hmm.
the sponsorships and stuff are codes for, you know, t-shirts and stuff like that. I'm not saying that we don't need clothes. I'm not saying that we don't need protein powder, but
Hmm.
the sponsors just aren't there. I mean, protein powder and t-shirts don't pay for flights, they don't pay for tans, they don't pay for suits.
Hmm.
So I mean, there's a lot of things that could be worked on
Hmm.
in the whole industry,
Yeah.
but again, it's a business now. It's a
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, that's true. One thing I would really like to see is get all these cable channels have the sports content, and they have some of them are weird, like darts or cornhole, or
Yeah.
like why
We'd like to
can't.
see some bodybuilding. I mean, I hear that all the time. They were like, why aren't you all on TV? I'm like, because they do
Hmm.
pay-per-view.
Hmm.
the
I would,
promoters the promoters are making money off of the pay-per-view.
but I was thinking it doesn't even necessarily need to be live, because back in the day when ESPN and NBC would show it, it would be maybe even like a month removed, but
Right, right.
at least it was still on TV. And there were some
Yeah,
TV sponsors like Twin Lab, I remember back in the day. So I I, I think it would be really great if we could somehow get it back on TV. And
yeah.
also it exposes more people to the sport too.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is like there's a lot of people who, because they don't see it, they don't know about it.
Hmm.
We don't think that because we're around it all the time. It's like
Hmm.
me going to the gym, me hearing somebody go, they don't go to the gym. I'm like, what? You know, to me that's odd, but
Hmm.
I don't live their life. I don't know what their life is like.
Yeah.
They probably think, why do you spend so much time in the gym?
Hmm.
So yeah, I think something like that would be wonderful, you know.
Yeah. I would like to see it back again. Yeah, I don't know. And one thing that's interesting too is you do see CrossFit like on CBS Sports, and there's muscle there, but it's not really a bodybuilding contest per se.
Yeah, but they also sell out stadiums.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I've never really knocked CrossFit or anything because I'm like, there's butts in the seats. They sell out stadiums for that. So,
Yeah.
whatever they're doing is working,
And
because it's a business. It's a business.
it's muscle on TV too. So that I think that's a good thing too. And I think the fans
Yeah.
like that too. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah. I
um
wish there was more outlets for us to use. I wish there was more options and things like that. I wish there was a lot more that was available to the public to see so they could be educated, number one.
mhm.
The misconception of years ago or whatever, I think that is a stigma that's still there. And it's
Mhm.
up to us newer people to, show people that, hey, things change. We're evolving,
Hmm.
it's okay. It's okay. There's a lot of doctors, lawyers, nurses, moms that are bodybuilders,
Yeah.
we're all doing it, but they're not
Yeah.
exposed to that, so they don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think
I would
that,
love to do a documentary,
yeah.
so if anybody watching this wants to do a documentary on me, I am ready, because I would love for people to see, a day in the life of, you know, because I mean, I see people doing stuff on YouTube and they're like a day of eating or whatever, but I'm talking like
Mhm.
24 hours a day, what it takes to be one of the top in the world.
Yeah. I would
A
love
lot of
that.
people think that I just get up, I go train, and I eat some food, and that's it. They
Hmm.
don't see the behind the scenes stuff of where all the things that I'm sacrificing, and all the things that I do without, and all the times that I spend away from my family, you
Hmm.
know, the hardships that it puts on me financially, you know, nobody sees that,
Hmm. Yeah, I
you know,
understand.
but they,
I
they
could
need to
see
see it all.
I could see that on like Netflix or something like that. I mean, that would be great exposure too.
Well, you might want to contact Netflix because they already heard about me once.
Oh, they did?
Well, I was doing so I was with OVW wrestling and all of that stuff. Well, Netflix just came out with wrestling, or The
Yeah.
Wrestler. So that's
Oh,
that's from where I'm from. So I used to wrestle at OVW with my husband.
oh, you did? Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been
So
starting to watch that actually. Yeah.
yeah, so yes, watch it. All of you all watch it. We're not there now wrestling, but we still attend some of the shows and stuff, and we're good friends with Al Snow and everything.
Yeah.
But
Huh.
they had come out, was doing some filming with that, and some of the film crew was like, yeah, that would be a great idea, follow you around and stuff, but that's the last I heard of it. So
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
I was hoping they would pitch it, so
I
I'm
that
up for it.
that documentary is really good too, and I'm hoping that
Yeah,
it gets a bigger
yeah.
audience too.
I'm hoping that it draws a lot of traffic for them, and I'm hoping that it gets them, a second season and stuff, because we think the world of all of those guys and gals, and they don't get enough credit. I
Yeah.
mean, they don't. But um, yeah, don't listen to Matt Jones. He's a jerk.
Oh, I, is he he's one of the investors, isn't he? Or the owners? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he knows nothing about wrestling, but tells them, what to do.
I saw
That's
that.
all. That's all I've got to say.
Okay, I understand. No, I saw him on there too. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool that you did wrestling too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So that's where I love using wrestlers for my entertainment.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Now I was curious, do you find it hard to keep up with the demands of social media? Because being one of the top bodybuilders,
Nope. I'll
no?
tell you what. I schedule most of my stuff. People think that I'm on there all the time because they're always inboxing me. Why aren't you answering me or whatever?
Hmm.
I schedule posts. Like I take 2 or 3 hours. I put up what I want to do, and I schedule times for things to be released,
Oh,
because I'm
good.
not going to be consumed with that. And
Yeah.
my Instagram is connected to my Facebook. So it automatically goes over. If there's something special that's going on, or, like a sponsor has something going on that I want to make sure that I put out there or whatever, I
Hmm.
might take the time to do that, but I'm not consuming social media.
Okay.
I'm my own identity, and I don't need, um, I love fans' feedbacks and things like that, but I don't need anybody's approval. I'm going
Yeah.
to do what I'm going to do for me and only me. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that I don't try to stay, super absorbed with.
I think that's good because some people can get addicted to it too. And
Yeah,
if you,
you need to make sure that you stay separate from it.
yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's good advice too. I just have one more question for you.
Sure.
Do you kind of find it hard with like kind of like body dysmorphia to go from the competition phase to the bulking phase? Um,
Um, I used to have a real hard time with it because I
mhm.
had an eating disorder. So
Okay.
now that I've done several shows and I've wrapped my head around it and stuff, I embrace them in improvement season.
Hmm.
Like, I know that I have to do certain things in order to improve, and if I don't do these things, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm not going to stay in the bulking stage because I already know what I've got planned for the next year. So
Hmm.
therefore, there's light at the end of that tunnel. But if anybody ever has problems with that, please reach out to me. Reach
Hmm.
out on my Instagram, my Facebook, or whatever.
Okay.
I'll talk to you. I'll try to do anything I can to help you, because it's a lonely place. It's a
Yeah.
very lonely place, and there's a lot of people who deal with it.
Hmm.
There's a lot of depression that comes in after a show. and stuff like that. And if you're having issues, please reach out. I would love to talk to you and see if we can't help with it. So
That's terrific. Well, thank you. I appreciate you
yeah,
putting it out there too. Yeah, that's very nice. Well, that's all I had for you. I really appreciate this follow-up interview. Is there anything that I missed that you want to address or no?
I don't think so. Just know that it's going to be savage. It's going to be
Oh,
savage.
yeah, I'm excited
Yeah,
for you.
follow me on Instagram. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's going to be, I'm not going to put tons out there, but you'll see, it's coming.
That's exciting. And we'll look for your wrestling get up for the guest
Yeah,
posing
yeah.
coming up
It'll
here.
be October 7th in Louisville. Yeah, it's at the Bluegrass Classic, I think is what it's called. But it's a great show. It's Gary Udit's show. So come out, grab a seat, watch the show, but be prepared for the entertainment when I come out and guest pose. I'd love to see everybody.
That's terrific. And I'll include a link to, or at least the wrestling documentary too, so people can
Sure,
see
sure.
what we're
That would be
talking
great.
about. Yeah.
I'll send you the information for the October 7th show also.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that sounds good. Well, thanks
Awesome.
again, Don. I really
Oh,
appreciate you.
absolutely.
Yeah, and we'll get this posted soon, but wish you the best. And yeah, I'll be keeping up with you on Instagram and stuff.
Absolutely. Everybody stay blessed.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. Yes, please do. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.